people taking the mickey out of us when we put these different names out. We tried to do different names, and then Emily was like, "Oh, Love Luxury." She literally just said Love Luxury, and after I was just like, "That's the one." Like I just felt this is an amazing name. I was like, it can't be available. loveluxury.com is not going to be available. That name Love Luxury is too hard to get on .com. It's going to be gone. I went online. It said it's unavailable. So I went to a broker, and I asked the broker. The broker said $50,000 because it was in the States, and I said it's too much money.
Welcome to another episode of the I Love Monday podcast. Today we're at the offices of Love Luxury with the founder Adam Abraham and his daughter Mu.
Assalamu alaikum. Hope you're well. Thank you so much, Zaid, for having us both on your channel.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
We appreciate you. Alhamdulillah.
So Mu, you're pretty much the face of Love Luxury. What's your role within the business?
Thanks, and also I specialise in social media, and I also learn about the goods at Love Luxury.
So do you help with the videos on social media?
Yes, sometimes, but sometimes I like to be a bit lazy.
She doesn't want to hear that part.
Don't worry, I'm here to push her.
Do you enjoy coming up with all the different content?
Yeah, it's really fun, and some of it isn't as fun, but we like push through it and we make the videos.
That's right, we do.
What's your favourite video so far?
Probably the private jet.
I like the one where you bought the car without telling your parents.
That one's really nice.
It's very expensive. The parents' pockets.
So who gets recognised more on the street? You, your mum or your dad?
I think we all do. We all have our own...
Audience?
Yeah, audience.
So your parents are very successful, alhamdulillah. So what do you want to do when you grow up? Do you want to join the family business or do you want to go your own way?
I want to join the family business and like build it up so it grows and becomes more successful.
And then so your mum and dad can relax a bit.
Yeah.
I can't wait to retire. She's taking over.
And who do you look up to the most?
Both of them.
Choose one. Just choose your dad.
Her mum will get upset. Can't do that.
Myself.
That's a good answer. Confidence.
Yes.
Okay, Mu, if you had one message to give to your mum and dad, what would it be?
I love you, but you're also getting old, so I should take over the family business.
Boom!
Mu, thank you very much. That's a good one there.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Mu, what's this hoodie you're wearing?
It's our charity cause hoodie that my mum has designed and produced, and all the money is going to charity, which I'm happy about, and yeah.
And what does it say on the sleeve?
This is Reem Napan. She unfortunately passed away, and she's gone viral for her grandfather hugging her.
Oh, that's really nice. And all the sales for your hoodie will go to charity?
Yes.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Mu, thank you very much for coming on and answering some questions. It's been a pleasure and we're really excited to see how much money you're going to raise for charity.
Thank you so much, and inshallah we raise a lot of money, and see you soon.
Inshallah.
And see you soon.
Bye.
See you later.
See ya.
So everyone knows Love Luxury.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, we don't need to explain what that is just yet. But tell us your beginnings, where Adam started from, where his journey into business was from.
Alhamdulillah.
Tell us your beginnings from Hackney.
Yeah, so I grew up with a father that was extremely ambitious and very motivated in being a successful businessman, which was the start of my understanding of business. A father that would do anything and everything to make sure that he succeeded for his only child. And I grew up with him, and we spent a lot of time together. He had tried many businesses. So he was into import-export, he was into retail, he was into manufacturing, and he was into finding new products that would go, would be very profitable. Alhamdulillah, I got the blessing of being able to travel around the world. I spent many years in China, in Africa, in India, and really just focusing on developing my personal sort of understanding of what he was doing and he was achieving. For me, it was training. I consider it like a university, and it really just started from there. And my father was my role model.
What kind of things were you doing in the training?
So me, I was doing quality control. I was focusing more on products, the finishing touches of the products. I was focusing on finding new products, going to like the Canton Fair in China. We spent a lot of time there. I'm trying to find products that would be profitable on an add-on to our portfolio. My father had approximately 1,000 products at the time. So it was a catalog-based business.
Yeah.
This was like just pre-internet. Yeah, so internet was just about, like it was coming into e-com. So it was catalog based. You'd send out catalogs to people's houses and it would be like 100 pages worth and we'd update them all the time. A lot more difficult than a website.
Yeah. Like Index.
Index, yeah, exactly. And we had like magazines. Before, back in the day, it was all magazine based businesses. Now it's all online. Yeah, alhamdulillah. So we sort of, well, my duties were not really to make money. My duties were training. So my father didn't really want me to go out there and to make money. It was more go out there and understand the world, son. Understand what you need to do, and he put me in a position to know what I'd need to do to be successful. And that to me was the key, because today I understand what his training was like.
So you went to China quite young, isn't it?
Yes.
And you stayed there, you went to school there.
Yes, I studied in the Shaolin Temple, so it wasn't a school for academic. It wasn't an academia school. It was just a martial arts school. So I spent a lot of time in the temple, studying Shaolin Kung Fu, Tai Chi Chuan, and Wushu and Sanda and sword and stick, and like a lot of meditation, a lot of like discipline. Just mainly just peace. It's quite a relaxing place.
Is that like a monastery kind of thing?
Yeah, it's like it's a Buddhist monastery.
Okay, but it just teaches you discipline.
Complete discipline.
And like basically relax your mind.
Completely
like,
relax
detach
your mind.
yourself.
Completely detached, yeah.
As a 16-year-old, how did you find it going to China?
I was younger. I was younger than 16 at the time when I first moved, but it was very difficult because the first thing my father said to me was, "Oh, do you want to go to China to a temple?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" Yeah, as in like who's gonna say no to that? First of all, yeah. Like now thinking about like this, how quickly I made the decision, because he asked me. He said to me, "Son, think about it." I was like, "Yeah, I want to go." Like as soon as he asked me, I want to go straight away. So he said, "Okay, no problem. I'm gonna set you up there. Meet Che Wen-long. He's the president of the school." And the teachers are like the ex-president's bodyguard is a teacher. His name's Long. She thought he was my Tai Chi teacher, and there was like other champions, like Shaolin champions, that were the teachers. And these are serious people that were teaching the classes.
Yeah.
So and it was like it was one of the best schools that he could find, because he would only send me to the best places. So when I arrived, I spent like a week running up and down these mountains. I couldn't walk, like as in my legs were completely gone, because I wasn't used to that level of training. I was used to training in London, an hour a day, 5 days a week in Mugendo in Judge Street, opposite King's Cross, opposite the British Library.
Yeah.
And that was a different type of training. That was, we thought we were training hard, but didn't realize how the in the temples in China, how they train. It's 8 hours a day. It's full on. It's like there's not enough food going around. We just get like a bit of oat, a little bit of boiled rice, boiled eggs, basic. And
is that food through the temple?
Yeah, so they provide food.
Yeah.
They don't provide meat.
Okay.
It's just not vegetables, rice, water. There's no like Coke. You don't get any crisps. You don't get no chocolate. There's no shops in the temple.
Okay.
There's one shop, and it's a sunflower seed shop only. So the only thing you could buy is different types of sunflower seeds, and we just sit there just eating them, like just, because you got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And eggs, you'd be lucky to get 2 boiled eggs for breakfast. If you got 2, like you got blessed. But no, you have 1 boiled egg, a bit of oats. But for me, it was more of a mental sort of challenge, because I wasn't used to that level of training. So I sort of called my dad, and about a week and a half later, I was crying on the phone. I said, "Dad, I want to come home." He's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "I can't walk." I said, "The teachers have got me doing mabu in the morning, and which you sit like against the wall, and I could not do it. And they were waking me up at like 5 in the morning, say, "Oh, let's run up and down the mountains." And I'm like, I can't walk like out the door. How am I going to run up and down the mountain? Like, I'm finished. My body's completely finished. It's shut down. So I literally called him and I had tears in my eyes. I was like, Dad, I got to come home. I can't do this. Like, I wasn't made for this.
Yeah.
I thought I was.
As London kids aren't anyway.
Yeah, because it's not our lifestyle. You know, we're completely different the way we grew up. You know, what might think, yeah, we can do it. You know, coming from East London. But when I got there, I realized I really couldn't. He was like, oh no, don't, like, you can't come back yet. Like, just, you know, think, you know, spend another month. After a month, let me know. You know how it goes. So I spent another month there. I think a couple of months went by, and my body got used to training. So what happens is when you push yourself like to the limits for about a month, your body starts getting used to like running, punching, like training, stretching. The stretching routine is not like any other stretching routine you can ever see in the UK, for example. Like, you know, you'd have one person hold your right leg, one person hold your left leg, one person hold your upper body, and your teacher will stand on your legs to do the splits. And I had never done the splits before until someone stood on my legs and cracked my legs open to a point where I was just screaming was not an option. As in, I was just like, what the flip's going on in my life? Like, you know, how did I get in this position of someone forcing me to do the splits? And I remember when I got up, I couldn't close my legs because my legs were just felt like permanently open because they stretched out.
Yeah.
And I was sort of walking like, you know, like, however, with my legs sort of open and stuff. But yeah, I mean, the experience I went through from the temple was crazy. To be honest with you, as in it put massive discipline on my life, because when I got back to the UK, I sort of felt like a different person. But also, I wasn't religious at the time.
Okay.
So I started accepting like Buddhism in a way, that meditation, the lifestyle, you know, that peace, that tranquility. It's a great place to be in your mind because it's really relaxing. Because London's full of stress.
Yeah.
Like, you know, people have you got a lot of depression in the UK. People suffer from anxiety a lot. There's, you know, like financial problems. There's a lot of financial problems. People having problems around the world. But in the temple, there's none of that. You don't get depression because it's not non-existent in the temple. You don't get anxiety. There's nothing to be anxious of. You don't get any bills. You don't get that, like, oh, I'm in a problem, I need to do this. Nothing. It's so basic. We a bit of oat, bit of egg. We do training. That's it. Finished. And because my father was paying, I wasn't in a position of worrying about money. You know, my father was funding the business. I mean, that particular training.
How do you think that training has helped you today? Because obviously there you're disciplined and you've literally detached yourself from the world to stay in this temple doing martial arts training. How's that helped you today?
Alhamdulillah, it's how even today, when I was at the gym this morning, you know, alhamdulillah, even my last meal was protein based because it's been strong in mind. Like, even today, I can see how that training has helped me right now.
Yeah.
In being a strong person. Like, when I put my mind on something, I'm on it. You know, I gave myself a task, I'm doing it. Every business I've done, I've gone for it. Like, you know, my wife decided within a week to move to Dubai and start a business, and it was just done. I did not, for even the charity business, done. Like, I don't think too much, I just get stuff done. Like, that's the way I sort of understood that with that discipline, it's about knowing how to sort of structure your mind. And there's no limitations. With Shaolin, there's no limitations. Like, you feel, you know, I said, wallahi, when I came back to England, at the end of my training, I came back with swords and weapons through the borders of the UK borders, and the borders people like, what's all this stuff? I got like 16 swords. I got stars, ninja stars. I got weapons. I'm talking, I come heavy. I got an army with me of like weaponry, and I had a letter from the Chinese government to say I can carry these weapons through because I was trained martial artist.
Yeah.
And no word of a lie, wallahi, I said to myself, I can fight Terminator. In my heart, wallahi, I felt as if though if Terminator came, he'll be in trouble. I said, just be careful, Terminator, because you don't know who's coming right now.
Yeah.
And that's the feeling it gives you, which is probably quite dangerous in a way where it takes your mind to another place, because the training of like someone is just sitting there hitting you. It's one where we just stand there and they're going to hit you, and you're like, oh, after a little while, you just stand there and you're just daydreaming. You're like, someone's hitting you, and wallahi, there's no feeling. You're just like, no problem. And you're coming. Like you're aiming for it, come on, a bit harder. And then as hard as you can do, like there's nothing now that can conquer this person. The mind, the body, the soul, the whole lot. We used to sit there punching trees. Wallahi lazim, we sit there punching trees. As in, I think it was probably like a problem.
Yeah.
Because like you got nothing to do. You're so bored. I feel sorry for the tree. Wallahi, now, because I'm my deen, I look at that tree Yeah, but before I was in my own world, bubble. I remember sitting on the floor once and my knuckles were just full of blood because I was sitting on the floor. But it wasn't. It was because of training, because I was trying to numb them to get them conditioned.
Yeah.
So when I fight someone, I don't have a problem. Because when you numb your nerves, that's even the Shaolin Temple, when they hit your shins. If you hit your shin now, both of us we'll probably scream. Like, it hurt a lot. But if you hit a Shaolin monk's shin when he's been training for a year or two, there's no feeling left. You basically dead the nerve. And that's what in the temple we used to do. We used to dead our nerves. So when you hit someone, there's no feeling.
Were you fighting other people over there as well?
Every single person, every single day.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so if we sat together right now, we can then like go in the ring straight away and just combat each other till someone quits.
Okay, so it's not even 12 rounds.
No, it's just one round until someone's finished
Surrenders.
on the floor, knocked out, or they just tap out.
So what happens when you knock out? If you get knocked out,
That's it, you get knocked out now.
and then but do you next day just get back up and back to normal?
No, you get back up straight away in about half an hour.
Okay, that's all right. Then.
You got to be when you're knocked out, it's only for 10 minutes.
No, as in,
5 minutes.
As in for your training wise.
Just get up, same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, jump back in the ring. Nothing. You basically just make sure you don't fight someone stronger than you.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's how it runs. In the temple, you pick a big opponent,
Yeah.
you get licks. Like that's how it goes. You know, like you gotta be strategic. Yeah, you got to pick a woman who just entered. Like if she just came in, let's come in, let's go. Not messing around. But you got to pick people that you know that it's either on par or someone you're gonna win against. You pick someone that's been there for 10 years.
Experience.
Yeah, experience. Like there's a guy from Brixton. And he was a bouncer in a club, and he moved to China in the temple. Like I think he spent about 5-6 years before I got there. And when I say this guy was dangerous, yeah, as in like I knew how dangerous this guy was. He would stay by himself in the middle of the forest, doing Tai Chi, doing the most. If you we used to just watch him from afar and go, you don't want to fight this guy. Like as in nobody would want to fight him. As in when my time was to come to fight this guy, the first thing they said fight, I was when that tap out, I walked out straight away. So I'm not fighting because it was impossible. As in there's no reason to try. There's no reason. Straight give up. There's not even giving up. You're not giving up. You're smart.
Yeah.
This is a smart move because but he was a great person. Like, I heard his story. I'm not gonna mention his story because he went for a lot in his life. He had problems in the UK, whatever, and he was a bouncer and he was too strong for his own good. Someone that was just naturally strong, complete, and that with Shaolin and Shaolin mentality, that's a warrior. He was at another level of warrior. He would lead our army. And I'll say I'm front line, and then you got other people that were, you have to have certain people at the front, some people at the back, some people in the middle, and then you have a captain at the front that ready.
him.
Yeah, that was him. He he was the guy, and we got talking. It took me ages to get through to him, because I used to like talking to people, and he wouldn't want to talk. So one day I remember sitting next to him, and I'm just like, I hope you had a good day, sort of thing, and he's just like. Yeah, and then I mentioned to him, like I said, I'm from London, and he's like, okay, where are you from? I said, Hackney. He goes, Hackney. Yeah, he got familiar with Hackney. It opened his heart a bit with like, okay, we got something in common. And I don't know what it was for him because I didn't really manage to understand him as a human properly. I just really got to know that he was cool with me. Like I felt like he was all right, no problem. This boy's all right. The rest of them, he's not even talking to a lot of people.
Was that a focus thing though? Like he didn't talk because he was.
No, I think if something was up in his own world, his own mind. He was a lot older than me. I don't want to talk about it because I don't really know.
Yeah.
All I know is that I just wouldn't want to mess with someone like that. To be honest with you.
So when you came back to London, what did you do?
So I didn't come back to London. I actually I went to Ghana in Accra. In Osu, because in China, from the temple, I was also working with my father's manufacturing businesses. So I was part of the quality control part of the businesses. And then I started an e-com website called cablesuk.co.uk, which was a cable business. And that went very successful. Like it became very successful as in it was a multi-million pound business in the first year of opening. It's because it was when the TVs came out, the plasma TVs, pre-LCD, and everybody needed HDMI cable because you need that for your PlayStation 4 or your PlayStation 1, and then you need it for your Skybox, you need it for your DVD player, and it was a product that I sort of got in at the right time, and then when I went live with my website, it just kept selling like loads of cables because everybody was buying TVs.
How did you market your website then? Because there probably wasn't like SEO or anything.
No, yeah, that's the good thing because there was no SEO. The rankings were really quick, really, because you're the only person. So you type in like, oh, I need HDMI cable, then my website came up.
Oh, and then like that.
Like that, yeah. It just flew off the shelf, to be honest with you.
You had quite a few other e-commerce businesses as well.
Yeah, I also had the television brackets as well. So that was that was part of it. So when somebody would buy a bracket, then they'll buy the cable. So that's the reason why the cable came out. But my father owned the bracket business, and he had multiple businesses. So that was one product that he saw done so well. And then I was like, well, we need an add-on. And then there was like HDMI cable was an add-on for the bracket. And then the bracket business, I think, was like a 2 to 5 million pound business. I wouldn't say 5 to 10 million, but I think over the period of 5-6 years, it was a 20-30 million pound business. But then the cables business was like a 1 to 2 million pound business. And for a young man, it was a lot. For me, it was a lot of money.
Especially back then.
Yeah, I think it's the same. I mean, I don't really feel the money now to be honest with you, because everything's more expensive now.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of money, and I had I just got lucky. It wasn't even me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Everyone knows this from above. At the end of the day, like my father was a great influence. He helped me a lot. He already was in business. It was just an add-on to a product. He had a warehouse. He had the manufacturing skills. I was in China. I'm now speaking Mandarin. I'm doing the best I can do to be the best son. And he's now putting a lot of sort of hope in me and saying, all right, son, go to this fair, go to that place, go to here, go there. I'll get a job here. And then after that business sort of established itself, 2 years later, I was still in China. I moved to Ghana, in Accra, in Osu, because I went for a new business idea because I was already making money. So I was like, okay, we're making money. Alhamdulillah, everything's going well now in my life in regards to finances and my financial situation. So I went on to Ghana in Accra, and I went to a place called Tema, to a gold mine, digging for gold. Yeah, and that was quite intense because I spent some time there. It was very difficult. It was a new environment for me. Everyone's speaking Ewe Trienga. I used to really enjoy the food because I love eating. So I literally used to go out all the time. I used to look for food, restaurants, meeting people, meeting people, hotel, restaurant owners. I know a lot of people. I met a lot of people in Ghana. I spent a lot of time there. And then I think about a year later, we struck gold. It wasn't my business. I was there with my father's friend who had the mine. But when I say we struck gold, meaning I was there when the gold struck. Yeah. And then I just got a call to say, leave the country now. That's when I found out they struck gold.
How does the process of gold mining work? Because you were there for a year. That's a very long time.
So basically, my father's friend invested about 20 to 30 million pounds worth of money in the machinery. Okay. So you dig in, and like basically he bought a plot of land, and he felt like that's where the gold was. So you buy land and you can start digging, and you just keep digging. So you just keep digging, and it goes through these machines, and it sieves out the gold. Then all of a sudden you get a little bit of gold. You're like, all right, no problem. Let's move there. First you do test sites, so they sort of dig and see how much chemicals like that, and then you sort of understand. Oh look, we got a lot more gold from that area there. Let's focus on that. And I think I wasn't really involved deeply. I was more of making sure people don't steal stuff.
Okay.
Because my father's friend wanted someone that he can trust.
Yeah.
And it was more about watching over the mines, watching over the staff, watching over people, make sure nothing happens. It was really difficult to watch over because it's massive area, massive space. You can't really physically watch. You just stay around. And I was having fun. I was having loads of fun, to be honest with you. When they did strike gold, I left. I left the country. I got a call just saying leave the country because
your job's done.
No, meaning, leave the country. First of all, you're probably going to end up getting killed now because people, when you when you struck gold, people in the government want to know, everybody wants money, and now it's like, all right, you found gold, now, you got to pay everyone off, because I found out it was a lot in Ghana. When I used to drive around in Ghana, and police would just stop my car just because they want money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you might give a small amount of money, it could be 50p to a pound, but it's just giving it all day long. Like, you get stopped and you're like, the same officer, you're like, don't stop, you're like, you just drive. Now you're like, you can't stop me again today because I already gave you a 50p earlier on. Yeah, and it was just like that. And I think in Ghana, for me, my personal experience was like that. I know, I think I've done a podcast recently, and after I mentioned that in Ghana, people are like, oh, don't talk about Ghanaian people like that. I'm like, that's my experiences. And then I was there, and I know how it is like to be an Obroni, and then like Ghanaian people understand what that means. If there's anyone Ghanaian watching that, like a foreigner, they used to call me Obroni, and and they understand that when they have foreigners that turn up in the country, everything's different for us than it is for a local.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got treated differently than how a local would, because they would look at me and say, "You're rich." Even if I was broke, I looked rich because I'm not from Ghana.
Yeah.
That's the mentality. Like when I go to India, for example, they're, "Oh, you're rich." Yeah,
Yeah, same happens.
I'm broke. I'm not rich. Yeah, maybe I am, but I'm still broke. Like you got to tell them when you're broke, because otherwise you're rich. You're gonna ask for everything. So the same thing happened in Ghana. Then I moved to India. Then I was in India doing
Whereabouts?
textiles. I was in Delhi.
Okay.
And my father's he's a very good friend of my father. I think my father's doing business with him now, actually. Like they've been doing business for quite a few years, and they've been friends for quite a few years. It was textiles. So it was more like a fabrics, a lot of fabrics. It's textiles business.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand much, to be honest with you. I didn't learn a lot. I just spent time in the factories, sort of looking at things and not really knowing what was going on. Sometimes you go somewhere, but you don't pick it up.
Yeah.
So I think that was the case with India for me, and then I just sort of left.
Is that more because of the type of business it is?
It's boring. Textiles was boring for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun. And then it was time to leave. Like time to get back to the UK. I had my house. I bought, alhamdulillah, about a year before I got back to the UK. That I was renting out at the time. Then I moved into it, and just started focusing on my own career. Seeing what I can do in my own life.
So did you then have a conversation with your dad, say, look, I want to step away from the family business side and focus on your own side, or was it just you decided that you were just going to start your own thing?
No, I think with me and my father, he's very strict when it comes to business. So I felt as if though I couldn't progress in my career alongside him because there was limitations of... so we opened a clinic, a teeth whitening clinic, still running. It's 147 Seymour Place, just around the corner from here. And I was the person that ran that clinic day to day. So I started off the website, I'd done everything, I got everything right. We got a GDC qualified dentist. I went to do some teeth whitening courses. I went to 2 different courses to understand what was the best type of gel, which products I had to use, etc. And we started making money, alhamdulillah. We made another business making money, alhamdulillah. Yeah, as in, at the end of the day, extra couple £100,000 for each partner in the business. One was me, one was my father, and one was his partner, which is my uncle at the time. And it was like, okay, alhamdulillah, now we're making more money. But for me, it was like, it was never enough because I was chasing, I'm like, I need more money. Like, I need more, way more.
Why?
I don't know. I just wanted, it's just like a thing of in business. It's just like, for me, it was like, the more money you make, the better businessman you are. That was my mentality. Yeah. Like, the most successful person I look at is because they're the most, they got the most wealth. Regardless of how successful someone is in the business, and maybe someone earns 100 times less, but they're more successful than that person who's got 100 times more. I was looking for the person that earned 100 times more. I was aiming for how can I earn the most so I can be the best in business.
Are you still the same now?
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. As in, like, to be honest with you, I still love ideas that are out of my scope. Like I'm still thinking of ideas that are, hundreds of millions. That's my project. I'm thinking about the project I want to do now is that type of project. I don't want to do a project that would make me millions because I honestly I don't feel comfortable with that. That's something that I put my, I'm like, well, I feel as though I'm made for more. So in my mind, I'm like, I feel like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me a blessing and the lifestyle and the upbringing, and Allah made me like a different person to everyone else I've ever met in my life. So I feel as though I should do more with it. And I feel it's my duty to do more because for me, it's also about giving.
Yeah.
So, the more I can earn, the more I can give. And to me, alhamdulillah, like that's been a blessing throughout my whole life. A lot of people who know me personally will know the giving part of my lifestyle has been there from very young. Like I'm talking from when we were broke. Like I'd be the one to give in front of people as well. Because I remember, like somebody came to me and I gave 50 quid, £50. I'm talking like 17, 18 years ago when we had, just say, I had a grand in my pocket and I felt rich. I gave 50 quid. And just like someone says, oh, alhamdulillah, we're doing something for some charity. Here you go, take 50 quid. Yeah, but people around me would go, bruv, like how'd you give 50 quid? I'm like, alhamdulillah. I said, brother, no problem. And then I got used to just handing out money all the time. I got used to that lifestyle. But then I realized that you need to make money.
Yeah.
To keep handing out money.
But when you were handing out money, did you have the belief that when you give, you get more anyway?
No, I just was doing it for
It's just
for the goodness.
Yeah.
Wallahi, as in, all I was doing it for was, I just felt if someone can benefit from this, wallahi, I'm done. Like, I felt as if though that was it was a duty, because alhamdulillah, if you got a table just like this is my thinking. There's a table here, we got, just say there's 4 of us in the room. How do we got 8 bananas? Brother, wallahi, I'm not gonna eat 8. I'm gonna have 2. Well, 2 I'm gonna have, alhamdulillah, I'm comfortable. But the other 6, I can't see rot.
Yeah.
But my brothers, we have to eat together. Yes, in my mentality, it was like I've got bananas that are gonna rot. You have to give it out. And even though people don't consider money as rotting, I don't feel is there's no benefit in being with me.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do nothing with the money. All I'm gonna do is spend 300 quid on a meal. Yeah, alhamdulillah, I can spend £100 a meal and give £200 to charity. Or I'll give £100 to charity, keep 100 quid and go for £100 quid meal. So, like, for me, it was like, I can break up my money. And I understood that it was something that I still enjoy today. Like, I still do this. This is my life right this minute.
How has giving all that charity benefited you today, you and your family?
I mean, I feel like giving charity to me has been a cheat. I feel like it benefits me more than anyone else. I feel good. That's what it really helps me with. And also, you can see like how it is with my wife. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the person that has like trained my family, because my wife is charitable. Like, when I had, I see my wife and she wants to give away way too much money. I'm like, we have to save some money for electricity, because otherwise we're gonna be we're living on the street. Because my wife has that personality of like, oh, let's just give. Alhamdulillah, no problem. Yeah, I have no problems with that, because I was used to giving, but I wasn't used to giving it all. Yeah, and my wife's mentality is like, no, we have to help everyone. And my daughter's very similar. Like, she has that same personality. My other kids, when we walk out in the street, every single time I see someone in the street, when I'm with my kids, I make a point to stop and speak to them, to understand, okay, how are you? Are you all right? How's everything going? And end that conversation, take out 20 quid, I'll give it to my son or my daughter, please give it to them, and wish them a great day. Because people in the street, like, people have a perception of, oh, they could be on drugs, they could be on alcohol, but that's and then everyone has a problem. Maybe I would have had these problems if I never had my wife and my kids with me. At the end of the day, we've all had problems. So, I've understood that every human being, regardless of situations, if we can help, we should try and help.
Yeah, it's true, because a person can be here one day, next day they could be down. We don't know. Money comes, money goes.
Same with me, alhamdulillah. Like, Allah knows best. It could be like that in 1 second, gone.
Yeah.
So health, wealth, iman, strength, all of it can go.
When did you come back onto your deen? Because you said there was a period where you weren't focused on your religion. When did you come back to
So it was just recently, to be honest with you. It's been about 4 to 5 years, I think. Yeah, about 4 to 5 years. Before that, I wasn't really focused on deen.
How did that journey happen? Was it like a random thing, or?
I mean, I just felt like it was the end for me of the, me and Shaitan had too much time together. And I just felt as if though it wasn't made for me. I just felt like the dunya wasn't made for me. It was just like, it was an endless cycle of, when you're in a position of being able to do anything you want, it's not really a good look. You can go out, we can drink for days, we can do anything we want, go on holidays, the hotel this, hotel that, this and this and this and that. And I just felt like it was just too much. Yeah. Then I started, having problems as well in my mind. I started getting depressed and stuff. And I knew I needed something. I needed help, I needed help. My wife actually is the one who helped me, to be honest with you. She wasn't a Muslim. She was Jehovah's Witness. And I wasn't a Muslim because I was out of deen. I was out of fold. Yeah. And then I sort of, she was just like, oh, so what's going on? And we had a conversation. And really, honestly, hand to heart, if it wasn't for my wife, Emily, I don't think I would be the person I am right now. Like, to be honest, I've met a lot of people in my life. Yeah, I could meet a dad, mum, uncle, auntie, anyone who could talk to me. Oh, this is what you got to do, son. This is what you got to do. This is how you're going to fix it. I'm like, I couldn't listen to no one. With Emily, she had a different structure. We sat together, she spoke, and it was like, she's like, I love you. This is your problem. Yeah, this is the problems that they're going, you are amazing, but this is causing this to not be able to go forward. So if I take this out, then you go forward. I was like, it's not easy. This task that you're asking me to do is not an easy task, because my mind, even though it was strong, I felt as if though I was being held like in a situation in life. And then me and Emily decided to stop drinking alcohol. She didn't. Emily would drink like once a month, whenever she wants. She could drink. She's calm. With me, it was a problem. Like I'll drink and then I'll have like 10 drinks, and then I'll be like smashed. And I would continue that lifestyle again and again and again, and I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel like it was made for me. So I started practicing. Me and Emily focused on it together. She then started looking into Islam. She asked me like 1,000 questions. I was like, I don't even know. I thought you were born Muslim. You know, like you're a Muslim and you don't know anything about your religion. I'm like, no, I grew up in a Muslim family. They didn't, they were not teachers. My family are Muslim. I see them pray, and I just copied that. I didn't ask them what is this and who is that and what is this. So Emily's asking me questions that I've never heard before. Oh, so how come you guys could do this? Or how come in the Quran it says that? And how come in the Quran it says that? I said to her, you go and speak to a sheikh or something. I said, I'm not no sheikh. That was the conversation.
And then that helped you as well, because you're like, I need to.
I started learning myself, yeah. So I was like, but then I was like questioning too much, and I was like, I better not question it, because when you over question something, you can very easily just go left. And you're like, do you know what? Because I don't actually believe in every single thing anymore. You know, because it's a worry. You know, but then at the moment I can't have that in my mind. Because obviously it could be considered shirk, it could be considered, not believing in what your pillars are, what Allah has said, what our Prophet has said, and there's a lot of things that we have questioned. It never made my iman weak, because I was too scared of how Allah would feel. So I was like, no, I don't want to be thinking like that, because he would just dead me. Like,
but you're just going to keep it simple, isn't it? I know I have to do this, I'll do this.
Yeah, so like, at the end of the day, there's one. My wife question every single thing, and she needs answers. She cannot focus. She cannot believe she has no answers. It took her 2 to 3 years of listening to Mufti Menk. She actually listened to like Hamza Yusuf. I like Hamza Yusuf a lot. After she was listening to him, and then Mufti Menk, she listened to like every single one of his things, and then she was like, "Oh, this guy is serious." So I was like, "Yeah, he is serious." Yeah, so he can give you the answers. Because if this guy is on the deen, then we should be on the deen. Hamza Yusuf's on the deen, we should be on the deen.
Yeah.
Certain people are on the deen, we should be on the deen. Because they're not jokers. They're serious people. If you think they're stupid, then we don't follow people like that. But we follow the people at top end. And then we started focusing. Alhamdulillah, my wife is fully practicing, on deen, loves, very on point. I think we're like, obviously iman's up and down.
Yeah.
So one day I'm high, and one day like I'm tired. Fajr is like in Dubai like 5 in the morning at the moment, and I'm like, oh, she's like, wake up Fajr time, and I'm like, oh, okay, alhamdulillah, and then sometimes I'm up, I'm ready. She's like, oh, I'm a come babe, So we're helping each other all the time. Alhamdulillah, we've been praying Fajr for the last 4 years together.
How has that benefited your life? Because from where you were before, you said you were in a depressed state. Coming to now, how has that changed?
Oh, it's massive. It's completely changed it. I think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us because our whole mind frame changed, and it allowed us to elevate. Yeah. So it allowed us to elevate in our business and in our focus and in our direction, because now we're just like 1,000 miles an hour in the right way, in the right path, and there's no distractions. So alhamdulillah, when we go out, it's all clean. Everything's halal now.
Yeah.
And there's no stress. Alhamdulillah, we have our musallamat here, we pray salah here. You see, this is our lifestyle now. It's completely different. And focusing on what Allah would want me to do.
So you started Love Luxury with your wife.
That's correct.
How did it start? What was the ideas behind it?
So I used to own a chain of stores called We Buy for Cash. They were buying and selling, very similar to like a pawnbroker style business. And then
was that like gold, silver,
diamonds, designer handbags, watches, laptops, consoles, game consoles, phones, mobile phones, everything, cameras, everything, lamps. You could bring it, TVs.
Yeah.
I don't care. If I can make money from it, I'll sell it, buy and sell it. And I used to do lots of eBay work. So it's very easy. You walk into my shop, I'd see an item, I'll scan it on eBay. You can get the scanners on eBay. You can scan it, and then eBay will tell you how much you're selling it for, and when the last time someone sold one. So example, you can scan the Sony A7, A7, and it'll scan it and say, oh, there's 10 available at £2,800, but the last one sold for 2,300 was yesterday, and before that was sold for 2,350, and you can say, all right, the last 10 that I've sold has been this price. You can then offer the client a certain amount of money, and you got margin straight away. And I knew that it'd be flipped within 40 hours at the right price. Yeah, and then I worked out, wow, that was just an easy business model for me. So people come in, I'm buying, I'm selling, I'm buying and selling. Then I built up a team of people. It was like 4, 5, 6 of us in my store. So I'll buy it, go to the back, he'll take a picture, he'll put it on eBay, get description right, the shut account. We learned so much. Laptops, processor speeds, this and that, whatever, handbag, this and that, put it all online. And I'll just underprice it, like compared to everyone else, because I wanted to sell mine quick. And I was about to turn over. And then, I built up a massive account, which is still, I don't use the account, but it's still live today. It's like I got like 10,000 feedback, 100% positive. Because if I would not allow any issues. If somebody had an issue, well, I'll refund you. Yeah, I'm not like, oh my God, like it was an issue, this and that. No. Business, no problem, put my hands up. It's an issue. Even if it wasn't my issue, even if someone trying to defraud me, well, I'll refund you. I couldn't bother. Enjoy it, because obviously I took it as a percentage loss of business.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? The amount of headache I got to do to just fight this person, I ain't got time for it. Especially if it was 100 quid, 200 quid. I'm like, every day, alhamdulillah, I'm making money. I just count it as a loss. So I was just focused on that business. Then I moved on we opened another store. Emily came. Emily was doing a beauty business. I had a beauty business as well at the same time in Harley Street. And she had a business as well, a beauty business. So she was like, let's focus on the beauty. And I was like, well, I've already done beauty because I had a microblading clinic. Then I was doing lip liner, eyeliner, for like beauty stuff for women. And then she was doing like Botox and fillers and stuff. So I thought, let me complement my business and I can put my clientele, her clientele, this and that, put it into one. And then we had people sort of doing that, and she was doing that. And then I was like, let me open another store, like We Buy for Cash. So I told my wife, do you want to run that one? She was like, what am I going to do? I said, let me set it up. I set it up. I made it nice. I made it better than the first one because now I knew what to do. I stocked it up because I had like so much stock in my shop that I could have 2 shops worth. Yeah, so I opened another shop, and then she focused on that. And then I had 6 people to work with her, and she started doing the same thing again. And then it was money. We were making money. And then I was like, oh, at the end of the day, we go where the money's at. The beauty business was making this money. The other business was making this money. The e-com was making this money. Now We Buy for Cash making money. Now that's making its money. And then I was like, well, I want to focus on a different brand called Prestige Buyers. So then I opened Prestige Buyers in central London. It actually opened in Harley Street because I was like, I got my clinics there. I got the address in the building already. So I used that building as an address, and I made an office there and started Prestige Buyers. And it was only for high-end watches and handbags, because I already had a shop full of handbags and watches. I thought, let me just concentrate on putting the clientele in a better place, the high-end clientele. And then we moved to Knightsbridge, me and Emily together, and started the Prestige Buyers business. And then you see Moo doing videos about 4 or 5 years ago, and she was like, welcome to Prestige Buyers, I'm the representative. I've also got the videos, so cute, mashallah. And then my wife was like, Prestige Buyers is very manly, very masculine, it's not feminine. Yeah, it's not feminine enough, and she's feminine, but I'm a man. Yeah, it's of course gonna be masculine. I'm not gonna make a feminine brand out of a man. I'm a man. It's gonna sound masculine because my thoughts. And then we were brainstorming. We thought of all these different names. People taking the mickey out of us when we put these different names out. We tried to do different names. And then Emily was like, "Oh, Love Luxury." She literally just said Love Luxury, and after I was just like, "That's the one." Like I just felt this is an amazing name. I was like, it can't be available. loveluxury.com is not gonna be available. It's too. That name, Love Luxury, is too hard to get on .com. It's going to be gone. I went online, it said it's unavailable. So I went to a broker, and I asked the broker. The broker said $50,000 because it was in the States. And I said, it's too much money. Because I wasn't willing to invest $50,000 like straight away into just a website. Yeah, you start a business. I'm not just spending $50,000. So I said I'll pay like I think $3,000, $2,000, and he was like, no, it's never gonna happen. I said, forget about it. I said, no problem. Yeah, leave it. He goes, oh, we'll do a deal. So we negotiated for a whole year, but within the year, the brand built, and by that time I was like, now ready to buy it, and then I purchased it for a very strong price because at that point I was willing to pay for it because I was like, the business has made its money, alhamdulillah. So it needs to buy that.
So were you doing it under Prestige Buyers?
I was doing it under loveluxury.co.uk.
Ah, now you got .com.
Yeah, now I got .com. I bought .com about a year ago, and we used .com, but it redirects to .co.uk. And I bought .ae. I bought other variations of it as well.
So I remember there was one video when it was probably outside here when someone asked me, how much is your outfit worth? That's when I first heard of you, and I think that's when you blew up completely.
Yeah.
But what kind of like strategies were you doing to get yourself viral, or was it just?
We had no strategy. That wasn't even a plan to go viral. It was just, I think it's a lifestyle that we lived but never showed. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like Mu has loads of bags, and Mu has loads of mashallah nice clothes. And Emily loves dressing Mu up because as a mother, you always want your kids to have the nicest things. You know, alhamdulillah. And I just thought it would. We were trying to more have Mu part of it to be the person that I have become, like as in have the experience. So it's more about her being familiar with cameras on her and just really working like with the family. It wasn't about it going viral because we had no idea.
Because your clientele, they're not the type for viral content.
Yeah.
Your clientele are more niche marketing, networking, and that kind of thing. So that's why, for me, thinking, okay, this brand's gone viral, but you're selling 100, 200, 500,000 pound worth of items. That's not the viral content. Your audience is more going out in other countries, meeting them, showing them, bringing them here. This area is where most of your audience will be as well.
Yeah, I think social media wasn't really for the business. It was just more for like to have a presence.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to be on social media. So it's like we had to be on social media. If you're in a business in 2023, social media, you need social media. Yeah, so for us, it was just like, we need Instagram. Because my wife told me a year ago, before we went on Instagram and TikTok, we need to do Instagram and TikTok. I'm like, we don't need that. Alhamdulillah, we're making money. Why do you need Instagram and TikTok? How are we going to make more money by doing videos? Yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not. Like, it didn't make more money. Yeah, but it definitely built like brand awareness. And it definitely gave us different type of clientele. I think the ITV show was probably the best thing that ever happened, to be honest with you, for when they contacted us and we didn't even believe it was real. We were like, oh no. And my wife was like, someone's messages from ITV, like some scammers pretending to be ITV, they want to come and show. So I was like, yeah, delete the email and stuff. Somebody calls us and says, oh, from ITV. My wife was like, speak to my husband. So I said, send me an email, from your email address. if it says ITV.com, then I know it's ITV.com, not like undisclosed -ITV 1236 dot something else, yeah. So and then they sent an email to us and it said ITV.com. So I was like, no, babe, this is ITV. They've messaged from their actual. She was like, are you sure? I said, no, it's 100% because I could see ITV.com, yeah. And I said, let's get on a call. We got on a call. They said, okay, we'd like to interview you, a Zoom call, because it was COVID times, yeah. It was COVID times, so nobody could meet each other. So we had a Zoom call with the directors of the ITV show. They weren't even on. They were on, but they were watching us, but we couldn't see them. It was just people that are watching us, and we were talking to like 3 people, and I think there was like, I don't know what they said, like 2, 3, 4, 5 other people watching us, the main people of the show, and I think obviously they liked us, and they put us forward for the show, and alhamdulillah, that done really well, mashallah, and that's the reason why we carried on the YouTube, and that's the reason why we have a director here, because we wanted to carry on the same style show, and see if we could build our own show out of it. Alhamdulillah, we're doing really well up until about 2 months ago when we stopped.
Why did you stop?
Because we opened a new branch in Dubai, so we had no time to do content. So we couldn't film, we couldn't edit, we couldn't record because we were busy moving country. So that's a massive step we took to move out of the country and to get a house in Dubai, get a car in Dubai, get a business in Dubai, fill up the shop and stock, do our advertising, get a new website made, get a new photographer, get a new editor, get new sales staff, training people, making money to pay for your bills. Yeah, so it's a whole new thing that we started, and that took us away from being able to do our social media. And we slowed down a bit. Yeah. And then when we came back, it went from like having 20, 30, 40, 50,000 views on YouTube, now down to 3,000 to 4,000 views. But I'm spending a lot more money to build content. But I have hope, inshallah, in the future, it will be able to get back up again.
Yeah, that just comes with consistency, isn't it? How long has this, have you been open here? About a year?
2 years.
2 years now, since 2021. In 2 years, you've decided to open another branch in Dubai. What was the thinking behind that?
Thinking was safety for my family, and because we have a faith, we wanted to be in a place that was, where we can hear the azan and pray Salah and be able to live the life that we want to live. And we found, due to social media, Emily Mu got so noticed over here that it became worrying. Like the amount of comments that we get, the amount of views that we got. I think the whole TikTok algorithm has changed. A lot of the views, everyone's views have gone down. I've seen on all the platforms here. But when it was like 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, every day we hit 500,000, million. that amount of views when you go out, every single person, notices you, and then you become a target. And that's the problem, because we were like, oh, look at this £1 million watch. Oh, look at this. Oh, we've got 10 cars parked on the side. But it's all luxury and social media. Yeah, it wasn't like, like, it's real, but it's not to be targeted. Like, we don't want to be a target from it. But that's what happens. You play that game, you're gonna be a target. But then you got to protect yourself. Hence security, hence bulletproof glass, hence me paranoid all the time. Cameras everywhere. I got like different camera systems in my house, like different brands, so you can't lock one off and another one's still on at the same time. I went a bit loopy.
That's over here.
Yeah, it's over here in
In
London.
Dubai, you don't need to do that. Or...
No, Dubai, no. I've still, I camered up Dubai as well.
Yeah.
I camered it, but that's just because I'm so used to cameraing things. Yeah, and I've got that mentality still, but I'm still paranoid. But I'm not as paranoid. I still have the paranoia because Dubai is safe, but things can still happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, you got to still protect yourself. Don't get too relaxed. Oh, we're in Dubai, alhamdulillah, everything's good. Yeah, and then tomorrow it's all gone. Oh, I didn't lock my door and I left £10 million watches sitting around. Like, it doesn't make sense. So you have to protect yourself. And that was the thinking: safety. And my wife wanted to go, and it was just too dangerous. Hand to her, wallahi, it was too dangerous for her. People would think, oh, how's that possible? Go viral, have over 2 billion views, and tell me that it's not dangerous for you to walk around shouting out you're the billionaire.
People actually do that.
Yeah. Meaning because everyone's like, these guys are the billionaires.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in their head, they're super rich, just walking on the street. Yeah. So then people are like, some people that have ulterior motives.
You just need one person.
Someone nuts just to do something crazy. And I wasn't willing to take that risk. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? No, forget that. Go to Dubai, chill, relax, alhamdulillah, relax there. My daughter never goes out by herself. We don't even drive our cars. The cars that we came in today is incognito, you won't know. It's because I don't want people to see. So, I'd rather just be
Stand
hidden.
alone. How are you strategically planning to run a business here, run a business in Dubai? Even though they're the same business, but you still have to focus in two places.
Alhamdulillah, you need good people. You need good people. I mean, some people find it very difficult to understand, but I've understood, like, every successful business person has hundreds, maybe, I'm talking the people who are at the billionaire level have hundreds of businesses.
Yeah.
Multiple branches. You never see them in every branch. You need good people at the top, like CEOs of the company, good, like managing directors. I've got Maria here. You know Maria?
Yeah.
Yeah. She wears she wears a hijab here. And she runs London. I don't even need to be around, to be honest with you. She runs it.
So how do you keep your staff motivated? Because obviously with businesses, you have to look after your staff. So how do you do that?
Gifting people things, it always motivates everyone.
Didn't you give someone? Was it Mario?
Mario got the Mercedes outside.
Okay.
Yeah, so she got. I mean, wallahi, I would have bought her Rolls Royce. She just doesn't. She deserves a Rolls Royce. Mercedes was nothing. I'll be honest with you, nothing at all. In my heart, it wasn't the value of the item. It's knowing when someone deserves something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that she deserves everything. May Allah bless her, put everything in her way. Same way. Like my wife, for example. My wife's in Dubai. She's running a whole business there. There's nothing I won't do for my wife. I'll go beyond what my capabilities are for my wife. Just because at the end of the day, she's happy. Alhamdulillah, I'm happy. I feel sukoon. I feel peace in my heart when I know my people around me are happy.
I think my wife was actually telling me that she goes, you have to ask about Maria. She goes, is she related to you? Because she's on all the videos, but she's not. She just runs your business.
Yeah, we met Maria. Me and Emily were sitting down, and Maria walked into our shop about 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago, she walked in and...
As a customer?
No, she's looking for a job.
Okay.
She walked in the door looking for jobs.
Okay.
And she walked in, she said, oh, kind of a job. I was like, what would you do? She goes, I like watches and stuff. So I said, I looked at Emily looked at me, and I said, we had no staff in the shop. We just opened. We didn't have any stock on the shelf.
Yeah.
And we're like, I'll open, I'll give you a job. Come sit, come inside. And I like giving people chances. Yeah, I didn't know that like she was who she was until now. And yeah, it's a massive blessing. And when I see her as family. I don't see her as an employee. Like, I see her as family.
Yeah.
Like she can go to my family house, no stress. She's part of the whole thing. At the end of the day, she is Love Luxury. I'm Love Luxury. She's Love Luxury. Emily's Love Luxury. Mu's Love Luxury. You know, we are Love Luxury as people. Not the brand is nothing without us.
Yeah, of course. It's the people that make the business anyway.
Exactly. So
And it's your team that makes the business.
Yeah,
Because there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, she's alhamdulillah. You know, she can hold London. We used to, me, her, and Emily used to hold London, but then we realized that we didn't need all three of us. We were like three superhumans in one place. Me and Emily were superpower. Yeah, so two people in one place was too much anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm doing things, she's doing things. Well, me and Emily are good together because she's got different skill sets I have. So she comes and does things, and I come and do things, and our skill set together makes things work. So when we made it work, we needed like Maria to then learn everything we know and then just carry on. And then that's why we go to Dubai. Me and Emily together are building Dubai, and then we're training someone else to run Dubai. And then we will leave, you know. I don't plan to stay in Dubai forever. I think my wife doesn't either, you know. Alhamdulillah, you know, we want to open up other branches around the world.
Where's the next one after Dubai?
Allah knows best.
If we can say Tanzania or something.
No, I've got some ideas, but I don't want to say it yet. I want to open them up, inshallah. I'm going to open another one, inshallah, next 1 month.
Inshallah.
As well.
Alhamdulillah, you're very successful. You've opened a lot of businesses, a lot of them you've made very successful. What would you say your key skill is to be a successful businessman?
So I say definitely it's handling a lot of stress, being able to micromanage and manage, and being able to take risks that most people don't take when it comes to wanting to be successful. Everybody, you know, like something that Ronnie Coleman said. I said like bodybuilding a long time ago. He says everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but nobody wants to lift no heavy ass weights. Yeah, so everybody wants to be rich, but nobody wants to do anything about doing it. So at the end of the day, you got a plan of action. You know you can get there. You have the vision. You have nothing to lose. Yeah, I know that time is not on my side, so I've realized to not waste no time. Yeah, so everything I do, I don't have time. Yeah, I want to get it done now. Yeah, and the reason why now because tomorrow might not be here. So for me, I always think, okay, like if I think of an idea, it's done. Like, you know, every time we have an idea, it's just done. I don't have time to think too much. Okay, inshallah, okay, I got to do this, okay, I got to do that. None of that. Just get done. I know what to do. I've got a plan of action. Let's get this done. This is step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. I've got so many people on my team. I can make some calls right now and everything gets done because I already have the setup in place of starting any business and doing anything I want, including a very successful father that is on call any second, yeah, and a very successful wife. And also being a very successful person, together having 3 superpowers, and then having a great team of people around you. Everything's achievable.
What kind of risk, or what risk have you taken that you say, you know what, that was the best risk ever?
I mean, I've taken loads of risks, to be honest with you. I think the best risk I've ever taken is keep on taking risks. That's the risk I keep taking. Keep on taking more risks. People are like, are you not scared of losing all your money? I said, brother, I'm not doing this for money. You know, at the end of the day, there's more than money.
Yeah.
You know, like, alhamdulillah, if I'm doing it for money, if I was doing it for money, I should have quit. Because money, alhamdulillah, when it comes, you don't need, how much food are we going to eat? You know, at the end of the day, you know, like, I don't need 1,000 meals. I'll eat twice today. I've eaten once, I'm going to eat twice, alhamdulillah. I don't, you know, and then how much did it cost me? My first meal cost me £16.75. You know, my second meal might cost me 200-300 quid. But that's about it. You know, like over 100 billion, I don't need it. But I am money motivated because I love to know that I can provide. That's massive to me. Providing for family members, for like my mum, and everyone around me. And, like Emily's family, people who are struggling, people who I know need money, charities, that to me is massive. And then also I'm motivated because I want to make my father proud. Because my father always was so strict with me and he wanted me to be successful as a businessman. And now I am a businessman. And I could confidently say this probably for like the first time in my life, or probably in the last 2-3 years, that he's finally happy to see his son be successful. But I want to make him so proud. Like, that to me is an achievement, because I've always felt like, oh, he's not proud of me because I'm not as successful as him, or, alhamdulillah, he's become an extremely successful person that's been able to buy, like hundreds of houses in the UK, which is like an impossible dream to everyone. So for me, it's like, how can I ever achieve that level of success, etc. But alhamdulillah, now, I've been able to achieve the level of success that he's extremely happy with. And he seems to have thought that I've surpassed his level of success. Yeah, and he goes, wow. He goes, I've never done what you've done, son. Yeah, but I'm saying it's only because of you and your training and your love and your hard methods of being able to do this. And I appreciate that now, not at the time. Yeah, now I appreciate that. And now it's about making everyone proud. And you know, one of the du'as that we make every single day on every single prayer is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to be the biggest of givers and the biggest of makers, because I can give more and I make more. And that's been in my dua for such a long time. I think from the beginning when I started on the deen, that was one of our prayers, you know, like me and my wife's prayers is always for us to be the biggest of makers, so we can be the biggest of givers.
We came in an article together, and it was about family businesses, and I always said that my dad has set the foundations and now it's for us to take it to the next level. And you attributed a lot to your dad in that interview, because I was reading the article again today, and you said your dad's like a mentor to you. What key advice has your dad given to you that has made you like just push further? Because obviously he's disciplined you, he's trained you, but what one thing sticks in your mind like all the time?
So there's one story that my father told me. My father said to me, son, you know what? He goes, I'll be proud of you in whatever you do. There's one thing he said to me. He said to me, if you're a dustbin cleaner, yeah, he said, just be the best dustbin cleaner. He goes, give it your all. Yeah, that's all he said. Just give it your 100%. Don't give me no half. Yeah, just give me 100%, and that would make him proud. That would make him proud. And then I realized that's who that I was looking up to. The guy was just like, just give it your all, son. And that's my advice to anybody out there that wants to be successful. Just give it your all. You know, at the end of the day, you not taking that risk will be more harmful than taking that risk and losing a little bit of money.
My dad always says one thing is, never be afraid to make mistakes. Because the moment you're afraid, you're just gonna stop doing it.
Yeah.
And it's with anything. If you don't reach out to that client, how are you gonna know you got that client or you're gonna sell to that client?
100%.
And it's the same with me in my business. If I don't reach out to that investor, how do I know? Whether he's got 100 properties, he's still a human.
Yeah. He's still, yeah.
And I think that's the way we need to look at things, to be positive and to push forward. And that's just like general for everyone. Even if you're an employee, you've got no interest in business, just apply for that next job, get that salary increase, whatever it is, like you said, to provide.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very familiar now with like pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. I think I'm so used to it. I think this is me now as a person, and you know, now I'm in a position when I speak to people, and the people that I have on my phone book are at the top of the earners of the world, 0.00001%. You know, like like the person I spoke to today, we're doing some business together, and he's I think he's sold the company for 3 billion. And you know, mashallah, yeah, like I always wish him success. He's actually going through, he's recovering from surgery at the moment, and he messaged me today, and he's like, so sorry, I'm a bit delayed, and blah blah blah. And we've done, alhamdulillah, a lot of business together. It's probably like my 10th biggest client ever, yeah. And like probably my second biggest client is also, is from where you mentioned that you've been, at the end of the day, the people that spend tons of money. It always opens my eyes up. But the thing is, if you spoke to me 10 years ago, I probably wouldn't feel confident speaking to this person. My confidence levels were not as strong as they are today. But now when I sit with these people, they're like, Saad, you're so confident and you know exactly what you're doing. Yeah, as in like, your business model, you know what you're doing, you know how you're going to make more money, you know the other ideas, from e-com to distribution to manufacturing to retail to quality control to training to teaching to building businesses to having the right accountants, to having the right lawyers, to having the right managers, to being able to pay everyone at the right time, to building teams, to building motivation, to sort of gifting, teaching, being a parent, being a son, being a Muslim. I think there's so many things that you have to juggle to make sure that you're on top of your game.
How did you get that confidence, like over the past 10 years?
Just what I've been doing, mashallah. Like when I started doing these deals, that's when I started doing big deals with people, my confidence built up because I'm like, wow, I was made for this. I I didn't realize I can do such big deals, and make profit. That was strong profits. So I was like, wow, I'm actually a good business person, and that gave me the confidence. I'm like, wow, because when you then make a certain amount of money, then you're like, oh wow, I've actually done this. Yeah, and no one around me has ever done anything like this before, including my role model. My mentor has not done this. So wow, I can't then take that away from myself, and that gave me self-confidence. you know, so
Yeah.
so alhamdulillah.
If you were to go back to, how old were you when you were in China? The first time?
15.
So 15 years old, and your dad has asked you, do you want to go to this temple, learn martial arts? And you had a moment to pause and think, what would you now, as Adam now, tell your 15-year-old self?
Hell yeah.
Same thing.
Same thing. You have to go burn, die, pain, cry, don't matter. You hurt yourself. I would have, if I could tell myself again, 15, I said, you know what, train harder. Yeah.
Why?
Huh? Show them who you really are. Yeah. Don't let them hold your legs to do splits. Split and break your own legs in front of them.
Okay, just before we finish, we have a quick fire round. Favorite food? Favorite food?
Alhamdulillah, all food. I'll be honest with you. Alhamdulillah, all food. Just because I'm a foodie and I love good quality food.
If you had to pick one, if you're right now, if you want
Right now, we can eat. Alhamdulillah, we eat anything together. I mean, because I'm like Kai. You know, Michelin star restaurant around the corner, Kai. I love the best steakhouses. You know, like Prime. I think the one I went to the other day. I done a video on that. I love good food. Like, you know, you could put tuna tartar in front of me. You can put any type of cuisine, Japanese food. I don't care. Yeah, if it's good quality, that's me all over. I have no feeling. Indian food, I love it as well.
favorite holiday destination?
I'm like the man of a dunya. Holidays, I'm not into holidays, to be honest with you, because I can't relax. That's my problem. I can go. You can't put me anywhere in the world and have my brain relax. I'm like ticking.
Go where I told you to go. No internet.
Yeah. I'll be in more panic. Where's the internet? Someone's trying to message me. I'm losing a deal.
Favorite book?
Favorite book. So the only book that I would that I've ever actually read is Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Okay, still have a book.
Yeah.
I know you're superhuman, but if you...
I wish.
You wish you're superhuman. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Never thought about that before. If I had a superpower, what would it be? I don't know what type of superpower I would want. My thinking would be, my superpower would be, anybody who knows me would feel peace.
That's a good one.
So anybody who ever can think of Adam, if they'll feel peace, they'll just think, oh, peace, alhamdulillah.
Goes back to your given nature.
Yeah.
Favorite day of the week?
Come, brother, Monday. Come on, the Monday podcast.
Adam, thank you very much for
welcome.
inviting me to your office. And
Mikasa Sukasa.
that's what you said as soon as I
home.
walked. Yeah, as soon as I walked in, you said that to me. But thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Welcome.
And,
No, I appreciate you making the effort, coming down, bringing your team, making that effort, and inshallah, you know, your podcast and anything that you ever want to do become successful in exactly how you imagine it. And may Allah make it easy for you, and also, you know, accept the du'as that He knows what's best for you.
I mean,
I
I appreciate you as well.
Jazakallah khair.